Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another video. Channel your light, own your intuitive with me, Erin Chandler. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm an intuitive guide and healer, also a psychic medium, author, and teacher. If you wish to check out my website or book a reading or a clearing or join us on our retreat in Costa Rica this year, you can go to my website, www.erinchandler.com. So a couple of things I want to address first. I just want to say, I'm so glad you're here. The energy and the influxes, we're going to talk about the frequencies that are being downloaded and how they are going to affect some of you or already are. This is like a validation or a confirmation for some of you. And for others of you, it's leading the path or leading the way as to what you are about to experience or will explain what you have been experiencing. That is the beauty of spirit. So a couple things I want to say. Sometimes if I don't put up a video for a couple days, it's because I'm integrating energy, right? I'm a spiritual being having a human experience just like all of you. There are a lot of different influxes happening on the earth plane at this time. So just like you, when we need periods of rest and downloads and up-leveling and integration, so too do I actually need those in order to be able to anchor the information and also ground the light and be able to share with you. So second thing I want to note is a lot of people are commenting on the videos, and I'm so happy about that. I'm excited. I'm so just literally grateful to see you beautiful souls and all of your resonance that you're having and experiences and all of those things. Sometimes it takes some time for me to get to the comments, but I do choose to read through all of the comments and acknowledge every person that I can. I am still getting used to YouTube because sometimes it tells me there's 0 comments on my videos, and then I go to a different device and it tells me there's lots of comments. So just know that I do read all the comments and I do appreciate them. And if I have not responded or acknowledged it, I will be doing that, not to worry. Next thing I want to say is I'm being told that the Blu-ray information that is intended to be shared on this channel is very, very important. Not because it's necessarily just for Blu-rays. Sirius is coming in loud and clear. The reason that the Blu-ray information is important is because it is directly linked to the Sapphire tablets, which will be coming back online, much like Thoth and the Emerald tablets. Although these are different and they hold and contain different wisdom, they are the 11th and the 12th houses, correct? Let me tell you, that are intended to be shone, ignited, remembered, downloaded by the collective consciousness because it's part of the 12 houses of wisdom. So that information is coming forward. When I share truth, it is not always a truth that wants to be heard necessarily, but it does not define the fact that that is the truth. As always, when you receive messages on this channel, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Just as I am on my own personal journey, so are you, and so is he, and so is she, and so are they. And everybody's got their own experiences and their own truths and their own perceptions and perspectives. So don't make a message fit. Allow yourself to receive a message and understand the knowing if the message fits you. So I want to talk about the rays and frequencies because the amount of energy that is influxing and the rate that the earth plane is changing in terms of this frequency and consciousness awakening is profound. So some of you, there's different subsets of souls I'm hearing. The Galactic Federation wants to talk about this. So there are pieces of souls, or rather groups of souls, in the collective consciousness as one, as you would have received in the previous video talking about the collective consciousness and don't be afraid to leave anybody behind and how we're actually all one. So the Galactic Federation wants to talk about some of the openings of consciousness that you may have been noticing on your experience. So some of you might have been like, all of a sudden, I am suddenly open to a lot of people's energy, and WTF, what do I do with that? Some of you think it's crazy, cool, and awesome, and some of you are almost being like bombarded with energy is what I'm hearing. Don't worry about a thing. So this is part of the opening. As that energy and the rays and the frequencies, I'm being shown, like if we look at the rays of the chakras, if you think about the chakra as the root chakra is red and the sacral chakra is orange and the yellow chakra is yellow. No, for the past 2 years, what we have been doing, the rays and frequencies downloading from the rainbow eye have been an activation in the DNA blueprints of the other fractals of frequencies that are available to consciousness when it becomes open. So as we open our consciousness, we have multiple frequencies or rays or downloads or galactic star system information, memories from past, present, and future of both lives on this earth plane, but also in many other planets where the information is now accessible because your consciousness has been opened. This means you become attuned to the frequency and the energy of both on this plane, but also in the different realms, the different kingdoms of other people. This is a powerful time on the earth plane because as we open the consciousness, for example, the root frequency, the red ray of frequency, which is the root is the foundation and the root is the reason, that has been cleansed through the opening of consciousness. This is when we become aware of the foundations or the roots that have made up the foundational pieces of the human vessel, of the avatar, of the experience. We are now downloading red root frequencies of different frequencies, different colors, if you will, that can be viewed by the human perception in different forms. It is no longer just a red, vibrant red. It now culminates and brings forth, and the frequencies come online of the soft and pastel red, maybe a vivid lipstick red, a burnt red. There is a red orange, which is mixing into the sacral. All of these colors and frequencies are coming online. Logically, this may not be understood logically at first as the brain receives those intuitive upgrades, up-leveling information, but the mind will catch up with the energetic frequency. So too does the energy inform the body, or the energy inform the body and the mind. The mind then acclimates to the physical changes that are happening on the earth plane and the DNA upgrades. So the aspects of the areas of the brain, I'm seeing different areas of the brain light up. As you become attuned and your consciousness opens and those different ray frequencies begin to flow through your physical vessel, your subtle energy bodies, I'm hearing that the distorted masculine and distorted feminine energies are suddenly going to either, one of two things will happen. One, they will be acutely aware and have epiphanies, understanding the roots of their experience and how they have affected others or impacted others, and what the different flow-throughs of information have affected them are. This comes to a deep healing. Some of you will experience that out of nowhere. That's like a deep and divine celebration that happens when we have those epiphanies. The second thing that will happen for some people is there will be people who do not see. That's the statement that's coming out, that do not see. They will do the exact opposite. They will fear. I'm hearing fear will drag them down into the blame shifting, the projecting. They do not see and they will not see. Those people typically will come forth anger, projecting at you. No surrender is what I'm hearing. They don't surrender to that deep and profound knowing. So that second piece is sometimes where people will go in the collective. That is okay. I'm being shown, look at the bigger picture. So when we go around and around in our cycles, suddenly we get to a point where we are, I'm being shown you're given the same cycle, not to bring you back down into it, but to show you how far you've come. So how many of you have actually considered how far you've actually come? Most of our focus as we go through this conditioning and patterning and experiences is never on how far we've come or the fact that we're still standing. It's usually on the inacceptance of what has happened or the fact that it hasn't been witnessed or acknowledged in order to integrate it and understand it in order to transcend it. So this is the third pillar to the fourth pillar. So the third pillar is integration and understanding of the experience. The fourth pillar, the fourth dimension of time, is the transcendence of it. So you can put it in those perspectives. If we look at how far you've come, we are getting a bird's eye view right now. Those of you on the ascension process who are in that next level, you're getting a bird's eye view of how far you've come. Celebrate. This is important because it's part of that transcendence period. Integration and understanding takes time. But once you reach that, this cycle, the bird's eye view, the round and round, you're literally at a perspective now where you can objectively look at it and say, oh, hold on, that's what happened. That's the purpose of it. That's the beauty of it right now. So when the people who do not see show up, please take this as a bird's eye perspective. The eagle is what I'm seeing for somebody on here. That's an omen to address your knowing is correct. It allows you to look and view the perspective of all that has happened, all that you have been through, and take a new perspective that is not reactive and in it, but above it, viewing it from a completely different perspective. Then you can move. There is an understanding that happens that moves into the transcendence. Once we have transcended that, we're moving into the fifth I am pillar. So notice we always have experience, we express it, then we integrate it and understand it, and then we transcend it, and then we move into our I am presence and begin deliberately, consciously creating from our space of dharma rather than karma, which is in one of the next videos. If we can view this from that perspective, there's those who are not going to see. Some people call this the great divide. It is irrelevant. You are being called to step into your whole purpose and power in order to see how far you've come, to understand these situations that may crop up with those who do not see are actually cropping up so that you can let them go. You cannot continue on your trajectory and continue to hang on to them. It's really amazing. And I'm also being told right now, the rays and the frequencies that are coming online in your vessel, upgrading your DNA, also means that the compressed, dense energy associated with the thought forms and the cyclical patterns that you are transcending are falling away, because the other colors or frequencies, rays of red, like the root foundation, because you have multiple facets of it coming online, that's also your multiple facets of dimensions and perspectives. You cannot exist in the original root that was created for you on the earth plane through your experiences when you have expanded out into a new frequency. Those are falling off. That is the purpose of this time frame, the ascension process, the opening of your consciousness, the gifts and skills and awareness that you have either suddenly come into or are having validated or are just coming into a knowing of are part of this ascension process. The energetic frequency changes. I'm being reminded of the video with Tesla where he talks about the earth frequency changes. He says this is part of it. We talked about the low dense waveforms no longer being able to be the dominant energy because the dominant energy has moved to a higher frequency and waveform, like sonars. That's what I'm seeing, sonars. A higher sonar frequency means that those low dense negative vibrations cannot be the dominant energy. They fall away because the dominant energy becomes this frequency up here, which includes the multifaceted rays of each frequency and color. That is part of the ascension process. It is tapping into consciousness on a different level. I'm seeing a light bulb going off, epiphany. That's what's happening. Tesla says that is what's happening, my friends. So flow with it. You cannot leave anyone behind. We are a collective consciousness. You physically doing that, your physical avatar is just a vessel to physically experience your own ascension, fifth dimensional consciousness. And sometimes your own ascension and moving into the fifth dimensional consciousness means you must leave the third dimensional, the two-dimensional duality, the singular expression, all of those things. You have to leave that behind because you've already transcended it. It's not because it's not going to exist or doesn't have purpose. And it also doesn't mean that everybody else is going to transcend it with you. So it's that attaining that higher frequency or vibration within you that allows you to suddenly be able to move energy, sense energy, heal your body. You are remembering that your body, your DNA is suddenly being, it's like having the blanket taken off, the dark blanket taken off, this little vibrating atom. And the atom says, whoa, 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 my blinders got taken off. Suddenly I can vibrate really intensely and I can move over here and I can shift this and I can realign this and I can heal this. That's what's actually happening. It requires those low dense waveforms to no longer be the dominant present in the collective consciousness and in your inner landscape, your inner world, because everything begins within. So those rays and frequencies are attuning to you, moving through your vessel. I'm also seeing the flower of life and Metatron showing me realigning, what is that word? Redoing, redivining, realigning, remembering, redesigning, reactivating the original blueprint or the original organization of the patterning of the divine design, rather than the conditioning of man, which was intended to replace the divine design. However, that will not succeed because the divine is everything, which is so funny when we look at it like that, isn't it? So, transmission complete. I'm hearing that is the message for this specific rays and frequencies and the energies you might be experiencing. Make sure you rest. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure you have compassion for yourself. Make sure you focus on the light. These are all things that are coming up in the next videos. How to deal with this energy, what that looks like, the purpose of it, identifying the illusions in it, and stepping into your light. Until next time, my friends, much love, blessings, light, and all the divine aspects and qualities that you are, may they be received tenfold back to you. And may you truly reap all that you have sown, the goodness, the light, and the beauty.